Thank you, Mike. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, members of council, city staff. As Mike alluded, we started this effort right in October, just about 2 months ago. And as this has been a learning effort for all of us involved, it's taken on an effort that's going to yield tremendous results. I'd like to take a moment just to kind of give a show of support for a couple of the organizations that were involved, and I think we have members of the Fair Contractors Coalition here. If they would stand for a minute. Thank you. The coalition, along with several of the chambers, as Mike's referenced, are all part of helping to construe and put together what we have as a plan here. I'm a big believer of the idea that problem is nothing more than an opportunity in disguise. And as the issues surface that we put before this council in October was presented as a problem, over the past several weeks, we've been working diligently along with city staff to come up with the solutions which are truly going to be the opportunity, and an opportunity that's going to benefit San Antonio in a great way. We've had a good start on coming up with this plan. And I say good start because it's still a living document, a work in progress. The magnitude of the issue is one that is not going to be solved in just a couple of months. And I'm sure that staff and the council has been briefed on aspects of the plan. There are other aspects that are still coming together. And as we proceed forward, we want to ensure that we have council and the city's support on dedicating the resources to make that happen. And I have to take my hat off to the city, the mayor, and council, and the city manager for committing the staff to work in conjunction with the community groups to come up with this plan. Okay. The initial thing that we came up with was a plan vision, and it's an extremely good vision. Vision reads, city contracts will mirror the diversity of the San Antonio business community. This is something that's going to be extremely important because the diversity of this community is one that stands out as one of the 7th largest cities in the nation, will stand large and for a good while. The plan's goals, of which there are roughly 2 goals. Goal 1, increase the number of minority and women-owned firms in the city's central vendor registry. Goal 2, increase the participation of minority and women-owned firms on city contracts. As those goals have been relayed out, there's a number of strategies that we have all come together on. And as we're going to give a highlight of the general strategies, the details and the process for rolling these strategies out will still be part of the development process. One of the strategies deals with designating 2 people to take on and help facilitate the diversity efforts, and that's been done by the city. The surveys that will be necessary to determine what barriers currently exist for those firms trying to do work with the city. The hiring of a marketing firm to develop the targeted media campaign that will help solicit and gain that participation within the city. And then the city will help facilitate a series of outreach efforts that will help bring some of the people together. One of the strategies for increasing the participation is to ensure diversity on the evaluation staff. And that was one of the main concerns that came up over the last series of project efforts, that the selection staff on some of the project efforts may not have had the diverse makeup such that a genuine reporting of those groups that could also participate on some of the contracting efforts could have been fully engaged into the process. Provide opportunities for the small firms to participate as primes under on-call contracts. Adjust insurance requirements on contracts by contract basis. Provide feedback during life of contracts so the firms can grow. And then debrief those firms which were unsuccessful in receiving contracts so that they learn how to come back and put together what might be a more robust and reassuring proposal to get the contracts. Other strategies for increasing the participation. Promote the use of SMWB firms as subs for the 2012 bond AE negotiations. And those are some efforts that are ongoing right now. It's a good effort. Been nice if we didn't have to go that route, but it is one that kind of helps take care of some of the immediacy issues, which we looked at the city will stand fast on and ensure that those things go forward. Host quarterly Meet the Prime events to facilitate relationships through the contracting community and business community. Ensure prompt payments. And the point to the insurance of prompt payments is that the small minority businesses, as some of their challenges is having the financial resources to maintain the day-to-day or ongoing business activities, having a prompt payment coming from city contracts that they might be participating on is an extremely important task. One other area is the implementation of segmented goals, and as we have it in the PowerPoint, as data indicates, there's some other efforts that are going to be looked at and going to be presented today to kind of highlight what might be some opportunities to look at a segmented goal approach. I have to admit the city has done a yeoman's effort on dedicating the resources to explore those areas, even with the idea of bringing in a diversity legal SME to give us a readout on his approach to it. But to the extent that that is probably one of the stronger elements that might help address the diversity issue on the contracting and services to the city side, we feel that's going to be a big one, and there'll be some commentary coming on that after this presentation. Begin stakeholder process for reviewing SBETA ordinance to propose inclusion of joint ventures for constructions, allowing prime contractor work to count towards subcontracting goals. And we'll probably be looking at even some opportunities that we'll consider bringing in certain out-of-town minority vendors when the minority group is not being represented within the local area. Strategies for building capacity, which is one of the key areas that needs to be focused on as well. Actively recruit firms to participate in the city's mentor-protege program. And here again, this will be in consideration of out-of-town entities as well. Enhance bonding assistance program through Axion. Improve small business access to loans and lines of credit, which many of the financial institutions have been at the table to visit and to discuss the opportunities in that regard that we feel is going to render us tremendous results. And request that prime consultants hire college students as interns. As I mentioned earlier, this is an opportunity, and part of this opportunity, and as we engage what becomes some of the, I want to say, unique elements of even engaging the consultants or interns to kind of come into the process. Those are elements that are not necessarily found in the majority of plans. And I have to admit that the effort that we put forth, reviewed many plans from cities across the nation, through the Atlantas, the Dallases, the San Franciscos, and as much as all those cities have their own plan, we feel that what's coming together in the San Antonio plan is going to be truly unique and beneficial. And to that point, we look at this being something that will get national notoriety as being one of the more effective plans and one that hits the point. Final point I'd like to address is assurance. And by assurance, that relates to accountability. I've been through this effort 3 or 4 times in my 35-year career where we've had issues that have come about dealing with the contracting and lack of small minority businesses getting opportunities. This is one of the few times when we've really put together a collective plan along with the city and the business community, the small minority business community, to come up with a collective plan. It's a unique effort. That said, we need to incorporate the accountability being that we need to have it where the city, and as the city has dedicated a tremendous amount of resources and staff to this effort, that resource and that effort from the city remains. As I said earlier, this is a living document. It's a work in progress. There are different things in plans from all that have been involved, and we still need to aggregate that all into one coalescing plan. And with the help of the city and the city staff being involved, we feel we can get that. But that needs to be a part of this. And I'm going to put on the radar that if there's a way to effect the accountability element such that the Economic Development Department and SIMS Department, their evaluation systems are related to the success of the plan, that helps get the accountability into it. We've done a yeoman's effort and a tremendous thing. I get kicking this thing off. We need to do the follow through as well. Thank you.